Hey, you, I was thinking about you. And you know what I was thinking? You are not lazy. You're just uninspired by the wrong assignment. Your body is calling it burnout, but your soul is calling it a misalignment. Laziness is rarely about effort, it's about energy, and energy follows alignment. This episode is for the high achiever who suddenly feels like they can't get out of bed. I mean, for the people who used to run the room and now struggle to even return an email. You're not crazy, you're not broken, and no, you're not lazy. You're likely just doing something that no longer excites your values, your vision, or your identity. According to Gallup's 2023 Global Workplace Report, only 21% of employees reported that they are engaged at work. 21%. Now, disengagement costs companies $7.8 trillion a year globally. But here's the twist. Many disengaged employees are also high performers. So it's not the ones that look lazy that are necessarily disengaged. It's the ones that are top performers. And that means they're showing up, they're doing the work, they're just no longer lit up. So they're doing the work, but it no longer excites them. And this is something that happens to a lot of people. How many of you can admit that you can almost do your job in your sleep and you're doing a great job? Some of you might even feel guilty about that. Like you're doing a great job and then you're like, but I hate it, or I'm bored, or I am so not motivated. You're not alone. So we're going to talk about one of my clients, and we're going to call her Chrissy. So Chrissy was an all-star. All-star. She was doing well, top of her class, so to speak. She always volunteered. She was who people came to at work to get things done, to get the information. She knew where everything was. She was the one. But one day she told me, I feel guilty for not caring. And I keep asking myself, what happened to me? How many of you have felt like that? Like, what's wrong with me? What happened to me? Like, and then you give yourself the guilt trip. You've got this good job. So many people don't have a good job. And here you are not motivated to do this work. You better go do this work, right? How many of you have done that? Go ahead and say me in the chat. If you're just listening, it might be you, but we give ourselves the guilt trip because we're like, okay, this is a great job, but I just don't want to do it, right? You're no longer motivated. And so what I said to her when she was like, what happened to me? And I said, nothing happened to you. You're just tired of pretending to love something that drains you. Think about that. When you're doing something that you don't love to do and you're doing it well, it's exhausting. It's like, I'm doing it, but I don't love it. It's not giving me anything back in return. So you're not lazy. You're just uninspired. You're not failing. You're just misaligned. And you are not behind. You are just waking up. Waking up, how? And if you're looking for me to wave some magic wand, say some special words, and poof, you're excited about work again, that's not what we're going to do. But we're going to talk about what does excite you. And hopefully you can find joy again in the work that you love, and you can be lit up again. So I want you to stop mislabeling burnout as laziness and realize that it's just your soul tapping out. Your mind, your will, and your emotions are like, I can't do this anymore. I'm over it. I'm not inspired. It doesn't fit. So that's it. Stop calling burnout laziness. That's not what it is. So as you know, when I'm coaching my clients, I use the SOAR framework, SOAR. And so let's apply the SOAR framework to misalignment. So S starts with self-awareness. I want you to think about what drains you and what energizes you. So what is it that really, really causes you to just be exhausted, and what energizes you. So, to my introvert husband, maybe the answer is being with people all day. So, for me, I'm like, where's the people? Where's the people? Where are the people? People, people, people. And he's like, I'm done peopling for today. I'm good for the week. So it may be you. Maybe you're the introvert. Maybe you're the extrovert. What energizes you and what drains you? And then we get to the O, overcoming assumptions. What have you told yourself that you have to do? So, like when I used that example before, that sometimes we get into guilt because we're like, I've got this good job. How dare I not be motivated to do it? Like having a great job is awesome. And because of things that are happening in the economy, I get why you might feel guilty. We can be grateful about having a job. We can be grateful that we're good at our job, and we can still want to do something that excites us. So I want you to be able to separate that without having guilt. Okay. So overcoming the assumption. Do you assume that you have to love your job or you're ungrateful? What have you told yourself that you have to do? What parts of your job have you told yourself that you absolutely have to do? And then the A of the SOAR framework is action planning. So we're going to start with micro moves. I know many of you want to get a whole list and a checklist and do the 10 things and turn around 3 times and then poof, you're motivated again. No, we're going to start with micro moves, micro activities that are aligned to tasks or roles that you love. And then the R is for resilience. Give yourself permission to course correct without guilt. When you understand that you're getting in a slump or you understand that you're veering towards something that isn't serving you, it's okay to course correct. It's okay to fix it. So this is how we're going to do it. Think about it. To get you to where you are, to understand your self-awareness, ask yourself these questions. When did I last feel excited about work? Yeah, I'm waiting for you to write your answers. And if you're driving, don't you write a thing. Listen, I want you to say it out loud. When was the last time you were excited about work? And then second, ask yourself, what do I do well and enjoy? Because you can do lots of things well, but only like half of them, only enjoy half of them. I told this story before. I am a PK or a pastor's kid. And growing up, when we started with a little congregation, a small congregation, I mean, we did everything. I mean, I'm like, you guys had us for free labor. What are we doing here? Like, I mean, we all play and sing and clean and teach and all the things. And because we can do them doesn't necessarily mean that we're passionate about them. And we can do them well. Oh, we can do them well. But it doesn't mean that we're passionate about them. So I am asking you, what are the things that you do well and you enjoy? And then ask yourself, where am I performing, but I'm not aligned? And just a tip for how you can figure that out is you're performing. You feel like it's like an action. It's like when you're in the car right before you go in and you just kind of give yourself the pep talk. It's like, you can do this, you can do this, you've got this, come on, just 3 more hours to go, or just one quick meeting, or just one quick phone call, or one quick conversation, or you talk yourself through it, you work yourself up. That might be a hint at somewhere where you're performing, but you're not necessarily aligned. And last but not least, what truth have I avoided because I didn't want to disappoint others? Now, that could open up a whole can of worms. What truth have I avoided because I didn't want to disappoint others? Listen, I remember when I remember when I was staying with my grandmother. She had hip surgery, and my younger cousin was there, and he loved cream of wheat. I didn't. Cream of wheat, not my favorite. Did not love it. And I mean, I know this is an extreme example, but I put up with cream of wheat for so long. When I finally said, "Hey, Nanny, I don't really like cream of wheat," she didn't believe me. She's like, "Of course you did. Of course you do." But I kept up with it because I didn't want to disappoint her. She'd gone through the trouble of making me breakfast. She'd put it before me, and I didn't want to disappoint her. I didn't want to hurt her feelings. How many of you have gotten a job and you needed a job and somebody found an opportunity and you have excelled, but you don't love it? You needed something and you don't want to feel ungrateful. You don't want to say, "Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't like doing that." Think about that. What truth have you avoided because you don't want to disappoint others? Excellence without excitement leads to emotional exhaustion. You're putting up a front all day and you're doing well, but it's not your passion. It's not what you love. We are not in the era of work a job that you hate just because you have to put food on the table for 30, 40 years. You may have some transitional jobs, some transient jobs, some filler roles and filler positions that you don't love, some parts of your job that you don't like, but we are not at the era where our grandfathers worked for years at a company, and I mean hard work, that they didn't love, but they felt good about themselves because they put food on the table. And kudos to them. Shout out to them for doing what they had to do. This is not that era where you have to work 40 years on a job you don't love. And sometimes the gift at the end is nowhere near worth the blood, sweat, tears. And I'm going to add dreams that were sacrificed in order to stay there. So this is not that. And I just want to make sure that you understand that it's okay to be honest with yourself about some things you might not love. How many of you have been calling yourself lazy, calling yourself ungrateful because you've been in situations and circumstances like that? You can go ahead and either admit it to yourself. You can type it in the notes, say it's me. You would be surprised at how many people have similar challenges, similar situations, similar circumstances. We've been there. I just want to relieve you of some of that guilt. I want you to understand that you are probably misaligned. Now, I am not telling you to quit your job. This is my disclaimer that what I am telling you is encouragement. I am giving you encouragement to take micro steps. I am not telling you to type your resignation letter. I am not telling you to quit. I am not telling you to make a rash move, but I am telling you to face what has been nagging at you and stop labeling it burnout, and understand that when you do what you're passionate about, hours go by and you don't even realize it. A smile comes to your face. Even if you're not working with people, listen, I love working with people, but those who are working in their research or working on their project, you get joy and accomplishment out of some part of that. You need to identify that. And you need to understand where you're misaligned in your role. And even if you have to stay where you are for a little while longer, start to make micro moves towards something that is going to give you joy, something that is going to bring your sparkle back, bring back the light. It's important that you do it because you can wear yourself out. And then think about what you're passionate about. Who are you cheating by not doing what it is that you're great at? What are we missing out on because you don't want to hurt somebody's feelings or disappoint somebody by finding what makes you passionate? You are not wrong. You're not weak, and you are not lazy. You've just outgrown what no longer fits. And it's time to stop forcing it. And it's time to start following the fire that's inside of you. Stop chugging it down. There is a fire inside of you. There is a part of what you love to do that you don't get to do enough. But it's time for you to get clear. It's time for you to realign. It is definitely time for you to soar. Hey, you. I was thinking about you. And you know what I'm thinking? You're not lazy. You're just misaligned. And I'm glad we had this talk. I hope something resonated with you, because your gift deserves alignment and your energy deserves protection. You don't have to stay stuck. You just have to start telling the truth. Start by telling yourself, and the world will hear it. Hey, you, it's time for you to soar.